Judiciary and executive on collision course. Siripala becomes SLFP Chief as Judiciary Lanka to join SJB. What is Dilith's latest gimmick? Dullas tells Sajith to expel Rajitha Fonseka.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Judiciary and executive on collision course. A judiciary having an upper hand over the executive and the legislature got discussed extensively in Parliament this week. MP Judiciary Jayakara triggered the debate by raising a privilege issue. He brought up the Supreme Court injunction that suspends the powers of the executive and the legislature with regard to the President's naming of Bandula Karunaratne as a judge of the Supreme Court. Prompted by that, legal experts Wijayadasa Rajapaksa and Susil Premajayantha gave lengthy speeches on the matter.
මේක එතුමා කිව්වාගේ මෙතන ඉන්නවා ව්‍යවස්ථාදායකයේ ප්‍රධානිය ඔබතුමා විධායකයේ ප්‍රධානිය ඉන්නවා ගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා එතුමාටත් විරුද්ධව දුන්නා රටේ තුන්වෙනි පුරවැසියා ගරු අග්‍රාමාත්‍යතුමා එතුමාට විරුද්ධවත් දුන්නා හතරවෙනි පුරවැසියා අගවිසිරුතුමා එතුමාට විරුද්ධවත් මේ තීන්දුව තියෙනවා හතර දෙනාටම විරුද්ධව තීන්දුව තියෙනවා සමස්ත විධායකය සහ ව්‍යවස්ථාදායකයේ බැඳ තබලා තියෙනවා අතුරු නියෝගයකින් එතකොට එතුමාට අසාධාරණයක් වුණා නම් එතුමාගේ මූලික අයිතිවාසිකම් වලට සාධාරණයක් විය යුතුයි. හැබැයි එතුමාගේ ප්‍රශ්නය දාලා මුළු රටේ සමත් අධිකරණ පද්ධතිය අකර්මණ්‍ය කරන්න බලයක් මේ ආණ්ඩු ක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවෙන් නම් දීලා නැහැ ගරු කතානායකතුමා. මේ ජනරජ ආණ්ඩු ක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ එහෙම නැහැ කොයිවත් දීලා. මේ අධිකරණ වල කරන දේවල් වලට මිනිස්සු බනින්නේ ආණ්ඩුවටයි අධිකරණ ඇමතිටයි.
Wijayadasa went on to criticise the Judicial Services Commission too. He said the commission had not taken action against a judge in the Mount Lavinia court who had pilfered electricity and water. Also, the Commission's incumbent secretary remains in the position for 9 years, although it carries a 3-year tenure only, he claimed. Furthermore, whiskey worth 200 million rupees kept as material evidence at Colombo Magistrates Court had been stolen, he said. Also, a person found with heroin, ice and cannabis in his possession was imposed a 1,000 rupee fine and released within a day. If things happen this way, how can the people trust the enforcement of justice, law and order? The Justice Minister asked. Wijayadasa also alleged there is a certain class of lawyers who are good at getting any criminal freed. This animated discussion was on as President Ranil Wickremesinghe arrived in the House. He added fuel to the fire by raising a legal point with regard to the court ruling against the Women's Empowerment Bill. Later, he joined opposition MPs having a chat in their lobby. Siripala Sirisena said he profited by Ranil's reduction of the presidential term to 5 years. Or else, he would have got stuck with the coronavirus pandemic, he said. Opposition MPs remarked that Gotabaya Rajapaksa had to suffer for that. Ranil inquired from Harshana Rajakaruna if he had got into trouble with a woman at the SJB office at Kotta. Replying that it was a minor incident that happened at number 30 office, Harshana made a hasty retreat. As opposition MPs were telling Ranil about their problems, Ashu noted Sajith Pramadasa was coming their way. Ranil told them to refer their requests via their leader so that he can discuss them with the government and give solutions. Sajith said he didn't hear anything and that he cannot say anything either and left the scene. Later, Ranil was at the meetings of government MPs and cabinet, discussing what happened in Parliament earlier in the day. Many MPs spoke against the judiciary trying to usurp the executive, which is accountable to the legislature via the cabinet. They made collective and individual requests to the Speaker to appoint a select committee to inquire into the matter. That is only fair. Any system needs to be updated and upgraded. But in our country, what happens is only temporary solutions are given. Keeping checks and balances between the executive, legislature and the judiciary is no easy task. A miss or two could make any of them vulnerable, affecting democracy in a bad way. Siripala becomes SLFP Chief as Judiciary Lanka to join SJB. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party has now been divided into 4 camps. Maitri's faction, joined by Wijayadasa, is redundant at present with several court orders against it. Hector Bethmaj and Kirthi Welisaraj met the Elections Commissioner to know what he thinks about the ownership of their party. Already the group led by Nimal Siripala de Silva was in session at the party headquarters. They appointed their chief as chairman of the party too. The Thilanga Sumathipala faction, in the meantime, is at talks with the SJB on a possible alliance with the intention of enforcing their ideals. 5 members from each side are discussing matters. The faction led by Judiciary does not seem to make any notable progress. Their plan is to ally with the SJB in the event Rajitha goes to strengthen Ranil's hands. These unions can be compared to nothing more than instances of living together, according to a critic. What is Dilith's latest gimmick? The new alliance led by Nimal Lanka and Anura Yapa are now rejecting the entire Rajapaksa lot. But Sarvajana Balaya is an opposition alliance that is exempting Mahinda Rajapaksa from rejection. That is formed with the intention of addressing the people who adore the Sinhala Buddhist Mahinda. That's exactly what they did at their inaugural rally in Nugagoda on the 18th. Incidentally, it was the same venue and the same date in 2015 when the Mahinda Sulaga campaign was launched to give Mahinda new hopes following his defeat to Maithripala. Those who know that the intention was to pickpocket that public attraction for Mahinda did not attend the Sarvajana Balaya rally. The crowd was not that big, but enough to satisfy Dilith Jayawira, Wimal Wirawansa and Udaya Gamanpila. The theme of the event was that they are different from all others. That was evident from each Politburo member getting a speech, up to 10 minutes each. Everyone made maximum use, making no repetitions, and each speaking about a new topic. Channa Jayasumana brought up the similarities between the Rajapaksa Ranil regime, NPP and the SJB, accepting the existing economic system, IMF strategies and conditions, and selling national assets under different names. He brought along a small casket and challenged the audience to name at least 5 dissimilarities between them and win the valuable prize contained in it. A sudden downpour sent some crowds hurrying into the nearby supermarket complex, while the rest took shelter under the umbrellas they had with them. Gamampila, Govindu, Yahampath, Jayantha Samarawira and D. Wirasinghe gave further proof to Jayasumana's claim. Wirasinghe, a good speaker not seen much in public platform, pointed out that other than the IMF and the World Bank, countries like us could seek assistance from Brits Bank and New Development Bank, who are already being patronised by Russia, China, Japan, Vietnam, India, Malaysia and South Africa. Wirawansa gave the best speech of all, to the satisfaction of the awaiting crowd. He started firing on all cylinders, hitting 6s against AKD, Sajith, Basil, Ranil and the like. Sunil Handanethi and Lal Kantha were not spared either. When Dilith started giving the last speech of the day, a gang of posh youths in t-shirts and denims and deck shoes, as well as a set of businesslike ladies, entered the scene and cheered him on. They didn't cross the security line around the stage. Beyond that were the low-income urban, flat and shanty dwelling supporters of Wirawansa, their harassed looks and clothing betraying their plight. Anyway, Dilith is a fast learner and already looks mature for his short span in politics. The rally ended promptly at 6:15 in the evening, with the crowds dispersing immediately after. But most on stage got onto their vehicles and proceeded towards the palatial home at Jeswil Place, Mirahana, where Dilith lives now. Lady of the house, Nelam, treated all to food and drinks, served with her smiles and pep talk. The party went on until after midnight, with a post-rally discussion also taking place. The only hiccup, small though, was the matter of Dilith speaking last, not giving the chance to Wirawansa. Some Muslim and Tamil leaders too were in attendance. One was named Amin. Jayasumana's valuable casket also came up, with some intending to have a look at it. He revealed it contained a rare topaz, given to him by a friend from Ratnapura. His challenge is still valid. Name 5 dissimilarities and stand a chance to win the gem. Dullas tells Sajith to expel Rajitha Fonseka. Politicians, artists and journalists attended the wedding of Hasitha, alias Larry of Dharana fame, at Water's Edge on Thursday. As drinks made rounds, political differences vanished, and Namal, Dilith, Dullas, Ranil's media chief Shanuka Karunarathne and several others started having a lively chit-chat. Namal said his party was like a sleeping giant who would wake up big at the next election. Revealing an opinion poll result, he said the NPP currently has the best organising at grassroots level, while the SJB leads the vote base. When Shanuka noted an increase in undecided voters, Namal said that happens when the election campaign starts too early. He asked Dullas if only 1/900 out of 6.9 million attended his rally. Dullas claimed Sajith takes decisions too late and referred to an incident in 2005 when Mahinda decided to remove Mangala Samarawira from the cabinet. Dullas said he and Basil told Mahinda not to do that to a man who played the key role in making him the president. But Mahinda said that Mangala has already decided to quit the government and that if he was not sacked, he would leave a hero. Pointing to that, Dullas said he told Sajith to take an immediate decision with regard to Rajitha and Fonseka. But nothing has happened so far. Johnston Fernando asked that Ranil be told to accept would-be crossovers from the SJB soon. Or else, they will get things done and backtrack in the end. All of them are UNP fellows, whose characters I know well, he said. A top Dharana man said Ranil earned himself 1.2 million votes of the LGBTQ community by moving a women's empowerment bill. Isn't it clear now as to why Weerawansa opposed that bill that much? So, that's how things stand as the political map is going to be redrawn. That's it for today.